Well, this is Cardo's Media, and yeah, don't blame the messenger. Yeah.
Yo, you don't know, this is Trilogy, straight out of Dominica, and you're tuned in to Cardo's Media. Don't blame the messenger. Boom! Yo.
What's going on, my brother Fido? What's good?
Right, as they're watching things, as they're watching how things panning out, watching how things changing, watching.
You're watching things.
Watching, watching things.
You need
man,
to stop watch,
things.
my brother. Stop
And they
watching.
speculate. Yeah, they say the better term is that are speculating, man.
You're percolating and circulating. Seeing what's taking
They're
place
speculating, man. So have to speculate to see what
in
happens.
the island of Dominica.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We have another developments, going on. With the development in the country. Lot of things. I should say a lot of things developing in the country. When I say development in the country, persons can maybe misunderstand what I'm saying. But yeah. But what's on your mind though, Cardo? What's on your mind?
Well, tonight is a night for us to have a nice little chat and see, what can we formulate and what can we think about and what can we bring to light as far as what is developing in our country, in our island, the nature island of Dominica.
Yeah.
And see where we can go from here, because I just left Dominica a week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago, 6 days ago. Yeah. About that. And boy, a lot of things. A lot of things happening. First thing I want to talk about though, or first thing I want to bring to light, not even talk about, is the fact that we have the construction of the airport, but also we have deconstruction taking place in Debwash, Concord area.
Yeah, the Concord area.
Where the developers are taking supposed rocks from the mountainside up there to utilize for the airport construction. But it's coming at a very high price. And the price is the Kalinago people are suffering, or the people from Concord area, they are suffering because their livelihood, their main source of water, of everything, is being affected by this said development, and nobody is saying nothing about it. So I want to bring it out into the open tonight to talk about. So that is what I want to talk about right now, Fido. What do you think about that?
I'm going to have to ask a few questions first. We like to dig into that deep. There's a deep dive in that one there, because personally for me, and I must say personally for me, because you'll be shocked to hear what some persons will be saying and thinking in that regard. But personally for me, when a project of that scale is gonna affect person's livelihood, I really would like to know that there was a risk assessment done and a risk management plan in place. So you're gonna tell me that this project that they're doing this, or this query that they're creating, is is massively affecting the Kalinago people in Concord, and you're gonna tell me that is a fair gain? You understand me? You're gonna tell me there's no addressing of that for the people?
You see, the thing is, right, the thing that are happening, and I gotta make this statement known. I don't have a problem with development. I don't.
That is true.
Me, Richie Ricardo, have no problem with development. None whatsoever.
That is true.
None.
Yeah.
But when development comes at the course that it is coming at, we need transparency. If that makes sense to you?
Yes, definitely. That would make sense to any government that is running properly. Anybody, a government that is running fairly, I should say, will take transparency or the topic of transparency very serious. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Development, I cannot have a problem with development. But and this is not the first time we are seeing a development move or a project of that magnitude happening, and the consideration of the locals in that particular area is not being considered. We have to take, for instance, the Wesley Primary School and the dust pollution from the airport project.
Mm-hmm.
We would have that is not the first time we've seen that kind of situation. But so I gotta say I may be incorrect, but you hit me a first time is a mistake. You hit me a second time. What should I say? Is willful? You willful?
Yeah, it's willful. And you hit me a third time.
I think I should say it's safe for me to say you're doing it on purpose now.
On purpose.
You understand
on
me?
Purpose.
So then, what I believe is happening is development-induced displacement.
Development. Say that again. Say that word again.
Or development-induced displacement, or
break that down.
Development-induced inequality. All right.
Break that down.
I have to pull up my little terms there because I believe right now, and so that is happening willful. That is happening calculatively. Okay. Development-induced displacement is when people are forced to move or lose their homes, lands, or livelihood due to development projects. That is it.
So,
but I believe they want to displace those people.
But they have already displaced a community of Wesleyan. So you're trying to say
that is the whole point.
Other communities as well?
You see, let me put the picture for you. In a democratic country, when something is done to a community, it's not by chance, it's a test.
Yes.
So it was a test. Wesley was a test, and Dominica failed.
Don't say that. Don't you dare say that. Wesley was a test. A test of what?
Wesley was a test. In that development-induced displacement. Is this development-induced displacement? I believe 100% that the activities happen in Wesley based on the development of the airport or the international airport project. That was a test. You understand? We had so much stuff going on, and then I should say, the Wesley people could have stand up and represented themselves even more, but they did not do so. Because I do remember some group coming up to stand up with them, and the numbers wasn't 100%. But just to shift from that, the entire thing that has happened is a development-induced displacement or a development-induced inequality. All right, and when it happens it happened in Wesley, it successfully happened in Wesley, and it wasn't so much. I believe the Wesley we could have had a greater. yeah, man. Don't know, man. That's Cliff right there.
Yeah, man.
So where it could have been greater, where the people could have voiced their concern, and people could have exercised their rights more effectively, it failed. Wesley failed. That failed. That didn't happen properly. So the next step is, Concord not so big. Concord not so big in terms of,
population
like in Wesley.
Yeah,
exactly. It's in the population. So that is Wesley was a test. Now they're gonna do it to Concord. I don't know where they can move again. Maybe they move to Bells. Wherever the Chinese see fit, they will do it again and they'll do it again. So you ask yourself, okay, so who have more right in the country?
Well,
who is priority right now?
Okay, from
who's
the
priority
outside
right now?
from the outside looking in without information and without facts. Who has more rights right now is the developers. And I don't want to specify no specific race, because at the end of the day,
don't get into that.
I don't want to specify no specific race.
But I'm going to ask you.
Go ahead.
You still there? I think
I'm right here.
Good. Because when we look at, I just look at a lot of stuff. I just try to analyze a lot of things. It makes no sense for me to build a house for my family. All right, I'm sacrificing a house in a to building. I do not have to do. And in the same breath, I build the house for my family. I properly dismantle it and damage my family. What would happen at the end of the project? At the end of the project, I would build the house, and the house would build, but I would have no family.
Yeah.
So it has to be level.
A balance.
It has to be level.
What?
Development now is priority. But when you put the citizens and the locals at, let's say, as a disregard, and you damage them and you force them now to leave the island, you're now gonna have to ask people to come to Dominica to work. The first priority on any country is the people. Without the people, it can't be a country. Just reacting to Johnny's, you see Johnny's have a little comment there. You cannot regard people for development's sake.
Yeah, disregard. Let me say this though.
So we have to be very careful.
Let me say this before we continue. Thank you to the people who are faithful to Cardos Media. We took a hiatus for the past couple weeks and months, but we back here strong. We had our technical difficulties going on, and we had to sort things out. So we here now, and we are stronger than ever, and we're gonna continue to bring you guys the harsh reality of things that is taking place right under our noses.
Definitely. So that's the whole point. I believe that there is now, because I cannot say it's a lack of proper planning, but it seems like it's a lack of proper planning. When we continue to allow development to begin on that kind of a quality, or I should say standard, then what happens 10 years from now? Because I guarantee you with the way we are allowing development to happen in Dominica, there are some human rights that are being violated.
Real human rights are being violated.
100%.
Look at that, for instance. The people of Wesley are being violated and disrespected in such a way wherein that they have no more willpower to say a thing. You can't tell me up till now you can't get proper bypass for people not to pass through the construction zone in Wesley. Yeah. You can't tell me up to now. Yeah. There is no bypass, so the people don't get affected due to this construction that is taking place in the village of Wesley. Well, I passed through Pulpa the other day, my brother, and I see certain people that's grassroots people from Pulpa, and them man in Pulpa every day, like as though, well, yeah. Them man in Pulpa telling you, hello?
Yeah, man, I see you freeze now. You freeze on us.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you. You just, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my camera. But yeah, them man in Pulpa every day, Fido, like as though, well, yeah. Stop it. The man in Pulpa every day. It's their customary thing of what they used to do. That's what they're going back to Pulpa to do. Although they don't have no buildings, they don't have nothing in Pulpa, but they did. They did. It's not a laughing joke. It's not a laughing matter. It's serious.
Definitely.
Because my brother, I just don't understand what's going on.
And that is just, I think that is a precursor of, I just, like I tell you, I see things not changing anytime soon because the people not showing me signs of things changing. Understand me? When the people get comfortable in something, it can be very difficult to break that habit. I can tell you. Okay, having some comments coming through this. Let's. Mr. Celestine said that the people are scared to rise up,
And I believe so.
People are scared to rise up.
They are scared. They are scared because of victimization. Richie was scared because of victimization. I was in Dominica and I was scared because it has certain things that I wanted to post and do and say. But somebody came from higher up and warned me and told me, Richie, this is Dominica. Be careful what you're saying on social media.
Well,
you get me?
I understand that, Richie, but I can't tell you just so. You're fortunate enough to choose when you come into Dominica or not. But Dominica is that where I am. And I've come to the realization that when I remain silent, I am suffering. So I will speak and still suffer. Same way. I will speak and suffer. No, I will speak and suffer.
I like that answer there because it's like be silent, you suffering, speak, you suffering.
You're suffering.
You might as well don't care and just it's suffering,
Exactly. Look, I see Johnny's post thing and I wanted to just read it and let's see.
Go ahead.
He said, if you want these kinds of development in Dominica, it comes with a great cost to the people because Dominica is not like other countries in the Caribbean around the world in terms of lands. But I think the government has to be transparent about what's really happening or going to happen to the people, will not support it. So the developments that they may want to do will not happen. Okay, I understand what you're saying, Jonas. But what we're saying again is all development come at a cost. But how do you know if a development is really worth it or not? Is what kind of a cost we sacrificing, You understand me? So then when we realize that making that query wherever they're making it right now is gonna badly affect the people in that neighborhood, in that area. Why didn't they come to the people before they started to do that? And let them know that's gonna happen. We have put some funds together to handle relocation costs and building costs and all those things. Why? There's a way to do things. There's a good way to do things and there's a bad way to do things. And I hear somebody say it's not what you're doing. I hear somebody say that already is not what you do,
but how you do
it. That's the problem we are having right now.
Is how you do it. Because Fido was I was asking, not you specifically, but to our listeners, was there an environmental impact study done on that query?
I cannot give you an answer. I can give you an answer for the viewers and myself. Even if there was an environmental impact study done, we don't know.
You are correct.
Because they're not telling us. You are
they're
correct. Not telling us. One of the issues I have with how things is going on, basically the governance of the country, is lack of transparency. They don't tell us nothing. And how you expect us to just see things happening, no explanation, no nothing, not even a signage saying this is gonna happen. No, I don't think I see none of them there. I think I see none of those things just so, no, and I should just accept it because who am I?
It's development. The other day I was on Facebook and I was looking at a couple of people's posts. and I don't gonna call nobody name, but I saw
Mm-hmm.
a young lady's post, and the post was so mind-boggling to me. The person said, "We have 365 rivers. We can afford to lose one.
Yes, I.
We have 365 rivers. We can
can afford to lose
afford
one."
to lose one." No, that make me so angry because I'm like, we can afford to lose one.
I'm gonna show
Can
you.
we
So I can
really
tell you something.
afford
Eh?
to lose one?
I can tell you something. Eh? Places in the world today are trying to take actions to preserve the rivers.
The natural resources.
You understand me? They're trying their best to see how they can reverse negative effects that have gone down from development to save those rivers. Why would we think that kind of a way? Because we have 365, we can lose one. When we lose one river, you know what I'm gonna. Well,
There's a trickle
I
down
don't think they
effect.
know the kind of a.
There's
I don't
a
think they know
trickle
the
down
kind of
effect.
a domino effect you're gonna have.
Of
And then
course.
the same development, we sacrifice it to build. It will just destroy it in a second.
Boy, oh, boy, oh.
You,
Oh,
yeah, because you have to. Go ahead.
Let me say this, Fido, before we continue any further. The price that we're paying for this airport might not be monetary, but you see the effect it's gonna have on the Dominican populace. First, the Western people are gonna die from all kind of long diseases. Be it now or be it 10 years from now, they are going to suffer from that kind of disease.
Okay.
The Concord, we're gonna possibly lose our river due to lack of proper planning and proper environmental study to see the impact that this thing is going to have on our environment.
Mhm.
Shit, sir.
Look at Mr. They say that the one that say that have no sense, and I have to agree with him. I have to agree with him. We cannot continue. I think, things have gone so kind of south where the people voice is concerned in Dominica. I don't know. I'm not even confident if we try to stand up as a people like right now, this instant. If we will have persons, if we say let's stand up together and let's require proper investigation for development projects and proper research on these things. I don't think we'll have enough persons that we can have a proper change.
No.
Because the people are already depleted. I mean discouraged and broken.
Our spirit has been broken. As a people, our spirit has been broken.
Just not having a call there.
Yeah. I honestly believe that the spirit of the Dominican people has been broken to the point where they have lost their self-worth, and it's gonna be very difficult to bring that back without some form of revolution mentally, socially, and it can't happen yesterday. It had to happen. It can't happen today. It had to happen yesterday. It had to been taking place already because our mind has been warped. We have taken. I think, I think that happened to us as people, as a people. Remember when we was in slavery, we used to get beat, and our forefathers passed on things to us, unbeknownst to them. So there was a study where they had some grass, some monkeys or some rats in a thing, and they were going for the cheese, and they would shock them every time they went for the cheese. After a while, the rats stopped going for the cheese. They introduced new rats into that, and then they took out, maybe they had 4 rats, they maybe took out 3 out of the 4 and left 1. When they brought in the new rats, the 1 rat that remained prevented them other rats from going for the cheese, because why? it had that mindset that you are gonna get shocked. If you go for
Yeah.
it, you're gonna get shocked.
Yeah.
And our people have come to that stage where we have been so victimized that we become accustomed. And because if we feel that somebody else might challenge the status quo, they will be victimized. We prevent them from going towards challenge the status quo.
Yeah.
And if you
No,
do challenge, we might go and snitch on you because you're about to challenge or you feel like challenging.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I get you, you know. I get you. But I want to ask that question now because I want to know if there's what can the people that have been gravely affected by that development project, what can they do currently? If they have to go by this short history in Wesley, then they know that they'll have to try to see if they can hook up or if they can get somewhere else to stay. But I don't want to put that. I don't want to put that out there. There must be something that they can do that will cause the government to prioritize them and their immediate needs as it is, because it's because of that government project that they're in wanting now. There must be that. Have to be something that they have. I checking it. They have somebody have to take responsibility to that. Somebody have to take responsibility of that.
Yeah. But who? I gotta put a hypothetical scenario out there.
Okay.
Let's say the current administration loses the election or loses an election. Do you think that anybody's gonna pay for these kind of crimes against the people of Dominica?
It's a good question you're asking. I know. Guys, persons watching, help us out now.
So this question came in. Now the hypocrisy in our leaders still talking about protecting rivers, protecting the environment. Then they attack the people for calling a spade a spade.
Listen, if we look at that, what they're doing in Concord right now, I'm gonna ask a question. I want us to be honest for ourselves. Can we call what they're doing climate resilient?
No.
But we championing climate resilience. Ever since Maria, we've been championing climate resilience. And for us to be championing climate resilient, a climate resilient country, we have to be very careful of how we undergo projects. That's the first and foremost, because we are in the tropics. First and foremost, what I believe that I don't think they communicated that properly with the developers that they have but those persons are accustomed to a particular climate, a particular weather pattern. Understand? We have to properly communicate that. We have a particular weather pattern, and we have hurricane season here, that season here, that happening, here, this happening. When particular rain falls, that happens, flooding happens there. So they can understand how to best move forward with a development project.
My brother, let me say this, Them man was looking for the cheapest bidding, the cheapest workforce to get that project off the ground.
Okay.
So we have to take basically what we get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do we have to take what we get now?
No, we have to take what we get because we did not stand up and ask questions in the beginning of this whole project. We did not stand up and ask where the money come, where the money we are gonna build this thing coming from. We did not stand up and ask the relevant stuff. Because look at that. I keep saying I spoke with a developer when they were building that extension on the runway in Menvin. The man said we don't need no international airport. We could extend our runway either to the sea or to the mountain, whichever way, block up the river, try and do whatever we have to do to fix it, to make it make sense. And,
Mhm.
and we would not have displaced an entire community. Right now, we have displaced an entire community. We have spent billions of dollars for the construction of an airport. We still can't pay the people, and then we're displacing in the community. And we call that development.
Yeah.
We call in that development. Pay the people and them you're affecting. Pay the people and them. Let them know. Be transparent with the people and them. I wish my camera could work right now. I don't know what the hell is going on with my camera right now.
You put it off. Put on off your camera and disconnect and connect it fast.
Okay, let me see.
Like block it on the software and then yeah, man.
Because this makes no sense to me, man. I tell I in Wesley and I talking to people, I go by this girl home in the Baptiste area, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And promises upon promises about a house, and nothing is being done. When I tell you, I go through Wesley community, when I was in Dominica, I literally go to the nook and cranny of Wesley. And it's promises upon promises. Everybody's being promised and nothing is being done. It is very disheartening that we have people who we put. Now, let me say this. To the people who don't understand government and governance and how things work, you, the people, are the CEO of Dominica. You, the people, put managers in place to manage Dominica for you. You, the people, have the right to ask questions. You have the right to demand answers from your managers. When your manager come on live and tell you that you all are being idiots for asking questions, he is very disrespectful to you as a people. Very disrespectful to you as the CEO of Dominica. Because why? You have a right to ask questions. Your manager, Richie, did you get to go through Blenheim mining saga? Blenheim is where now again now. Tell me where Blenheim be again. Because
After I sold
oh yes, I have multiple pictures of the Blenheim. I have multiple pictures of that area there. I have multiple things up there. Let me tell you, I drive around Dominica. I go to Portsmouth, one of the most productive towns or air.
You there?
One of the most productive areas. One of the most productive areas in Dominica was Portsmouth. And there's nothing going on in Portsmouth. Nothing going on in Portsmouth. They started a Moroccan hotel. A Moroccan hotel. I took pictures, I posted the question, and I asked the question, which hotel is that? What is taking place here? Why hasn't this project been completed? You get me? Somebody commented and said that they have taken the developers to court. How true that is, I don't know.
Yeah, but them thing there. That should have been.
Those are the things that we need transparency for. We need transparency. I'm not here to bash no government. I here to bash the Dominican people tonight, because we, the Dominican people, is allowing what we going through to continue to go through, and we'll continue to go through this shit if we don't open our mouth and start saying something and asking questions. You only a person is
Right.
only allowed to do whatever you allow them to do. Nobody gonna
Yeah.
walk over you if you don't allow them to walk over you. Nobody gonna do you nothing unless you allow them to do it to begin with. I am confused as to what company is currently mining there. Even if school children say is MMMMM. Mr. Winston,
What?
leave me alone, please.
What we have to understand is the precedence that has been set in terms of the way that the current regime is governing this country,
Yeah.
because transparency is not one of its top thing or priority or main core values, I should say, then a lot of things will be going on under the table and we will not know. Okay, so then you'll be confused. All of us will be confused. All of us will be confused because the information is not being given to the people. I guess not enough voices is asking out for explanations on those topics, on those issues. So then what will happen? Nothing will really happen in a democratic country. The numbers really would have the say or the weight. So if 2 or 3 of us is asking those questions, then they wouldn't pay us any mind. But if thousands of us asking those questions and we demand answers, then that is where
They
we
have
will
no
show
choice but to
our true
answer.
strength. Exactly. So yeah. So who really so Kado really vexed, you know. But again, I was just thinking, Kado, we know how things is already in here. The economy is not really 100% in terms of circulation. So when persons are relying, on help from, power reps and these persons in ministry and in leadership, then how can they stand up tall and strong and ask questions?
Well, let me say this. We should not be relying on PAL reps and other persons in government to do nothing for us.
That is it.
We should be independently strong on our own. I am not saying that there aren't people who need the PAL rep to help them in certain
The help,
situations,
yeah.
scenarios. That's what we put them there for. But we shouldn't be totally reliant on these people. Because why? You making these people feel like they're better than you when you are the ones who put them there.
Exactly.
You are the ones who voted them there. Without your ex, they would not be there. And that is the problem we need. That's the problem that we face.
Cardo device is connected, so let me just see if you'll come back on in a little while there. I'm gonna pull up an ad, guys. We'll get right back in there.
Need a hassle-free shopping experience? Let us do the work for you. At Kyron Connections, we offer personal shopping services, ensuring you get exactly what you need without the stress. And if you're shipping to Dominica, we've got you covered. We pack and ship barrels from the US safely and efficiently. Looking for quality products on island? We sell a variety of items right here in Dominica. From scented candles, perfumes, detergents, tasty snacks, nuts, jams, sweets, condiments, grocery items for your daily use, seasonings, and much more. Planning a wedding or party? Elevate your event with our elegant tablecloths, vases, table runners, chair backs, chair ties for rent. Visit us in Wesley at Chairworks Cuisine, Main Road, Wesley Village, 1767-617-5894. Also find us on Fonkole Highway at 1767-285-0221. You can also reach us internationally at 134-733-87346. Let us make shopping, shipping, and event planning easy for you. Call or message us today. Caribbean Connections, convenience at your fingertips.
Yeah, Fido, I still can't get my camera to work, so
Yeah, I just pull up a quick look at while you work out the little technical stuff there.
Yeah. No, man. Go ahead. Let,
You know,
let me
but
continue, man.
you were speaking. You know, you were in the middle of something there.
And
You were saying that we should not have been in a position where we're relying on pal reps, and though there are situations and scenarios where the pal rep can help somebody who really need the help. You get where you was going with that?
okay, so yes, let me finish that
Yeah.
statement there. Yes, there are situations where certain people in the community may not be able to do certain things. So they will need a pal rep. They will need somebody to help them along. But the way in which we are dependent on a pal rep, the way
Something right with Carol devices, boy. Something right with Carol devices. Somebody messing around. Somebody definitely messing around. Give Carol a little time to come in, and let's see if I can pull up another ad quickly there.
Yo, so I had to do this review on this vodka called Boldface Vodka, straight out of Dominica, Wooty Massive stand-up. Trying it out was a very good experience. This flavor was lovely, smelled good, tasted great. Boldface Vodka. Add this vodka to your repertoire.
All right, so Mr. Carol to come in, guys, but still, we can take some comments right now. What do you think? What do you think based on what we were saying? Good night, good night. What the vibes now? What the vibes? What the vibes? Okay, back on. Oh, you're that right now. You're good. You sit. You ready?
yes, we back in the building now. So
yeah.
yes. So
Go ahead.
again, I can say that we shouldn't be dependent on a pal rep. We should be dependent on
Yeah, some more technical difficulties there, guys. Just working on quickly there. Not as yet. Not as yet. Not hearing you as yet. Check your source, eh? Check the source for the mic.
Can you hear me now?
Definitely.
Good. Long time you guys to
Yeah,
Drex,
man. Yeah, man.
we here, Drex. We here tonight, and we didn't invite you tonight because we wanted to burn a fire. That we don't want you involved in the fire. You're on a different level. You're on a different level than us here tonight. So yes. So I was saying that yes, my people, we have power. People that we put in power to run the affairs of our country, our nation, our community. But we shouldn't be so dependent on them for our everyday survival. I remember when Wesley people used to be Wesley people. You couldn't come in Wesley and talk shit in Wesley. You couldn't come in Wesley and feel, well, you're the bigger man. Wesley people was self-sufficient, self-sustained, and didn't need nobody. So I believe, this is my belief, that part of the reason why Wesley people are being disrespected the way they are being disrespected is because of their power. Wesley is a seat where you can't determine which way you're going to go, be it workers, be it labor. You never know where they're going to vote. Because the people are so independent. It's a swing seat. It's not a seat where you're going to say, okay, Portsmouth is a labor seat. And Granby is a labor seat. It's not that kind of a seat. It's a seat where the people are independent. But right now, the people have lost their independence and have become dependent and waiting for a handout. They're waiting for a handout. And we were never like that. We were never like that. And it's time for us to get out of that mentality as Wesley people, as Dominicans. It's time for us to get out of that mentality of dependency.
Yeah.
Stop being so dependent and waiting for a man to come and give you something. Go and get it for yourself, my brothers and sisters. Stop waiting for a man to come and give you something. Go and make your own money. Go and stand for your own self. Right now, Dominica is on a brain drain to where all the brains are leaving Dominica and are going and applying their brains in other man's places.
Yeah.
I am
the
not
best of
saying
their
that
place,
we
yeah.
didn't have that before, but the magnitude at which it is right now is like pretty soon, only thing that's gonna be in Dominica is old people and retirees. All of our young people are going to be gone.
Yes, boy, that is the discussion among young people, you know.
Our communities are being emptied by droves. Our government is not providing proper opportunities for our young people to stay home and to fulfill the dreams that they aspire to.
And I just want to just join in when you reach that level there, because I don't think no young people live in the country. Somebody might say, well, that's something that happens everywhere. But you could imagine all the young people they want to do is be able to buy a piece of land for themselves, to build a house for themselves, and to live comfortably. Imagine that is the simple needs, the basic average young person, and they do not see it possible staying here. That is a problem. That is a problem.
What's that? When I was in Dominica, I went and met a friend. She said this sentiment that young people leave, go Antigua,
Yeah.
use the salary that they get in Antigua, buy land in Dominica, build a house in Dominica.
That is it.
When
That is fact.
When all they wanted to do was stay in their homeland and do the same thing that they go in Antigua and do.
Yeah. Yeah.
She went as far as to tell me that some people leave Dominica because the salary they get in here, in Dominica, they're getting it a fortnight in Antigua. So every fortnight, they will get this salary that they get in Dominica for a month. They'll get it every fortnight in Antigua. The other day, we signed into on the 1st of October, we signed into effect the free movement of people between four CARICOM countries, 4 Caribbean nations. I believe that this is going to affect Dominica even more drastically than the other nations, due to the fact that our young people are going to leave and go to these other countries and make themselves.
Well, I believe
And none of these other Caribbean nation people are going to come to Dominica because there's nothing for them to come to Dominica to do.
So don't you think that was a strategic movement? That was a strategic plan?
For a strategic plan on whose part?
I don't think it myself in any way, but I can give some examples there.
Yeah, give me an example, please.
I believe that particular thing has been put in place for the very same thing to happen as you said, so that maybe in the memorandum of understanding, the MOU we haven't seen as yet, but the other parties or the development experts can claim more land.
Oh.
Follow
You-
up, fella.
You looking too deep into things.
You know,
You're looking too deep into
don't
things,
look
my
in-
brother.
I don't look into deep because I know that is the reality of these experts. That is the second nature of these experts is to secure land. And not to secure land as they own it personally, it's to secure land on the country's behalf.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
And if they can do it-
indirectly, it will benefit them because
But
no,
of course.
when they acquire the land, they're gonna get projects to build houses on those said land.
Of course.
And I will leave it with my punctuation there. Because I don't want to incriminate myself no further. But
Mr. Mr. asking us to say it again. But
let's hit this topic now of the
Yes, go ahead.
RSS, the Regional Security Service. I sent you a clip earlier. I don't know if you can just play if you can play the voice note or the clip in itself, whichever way it can work.
I have not look. I can try to, but I have not look at issue bringing that up on my system.
Okay.
I have not look at issue bringing to my system, yeah. But in
The question I want-
essence, go ask the question.
The question I want to ask is, what is the benefit of the RSS, the Regional Security Services in Dominica?
I know.
Who is
The
the
only
RSS benefiting?
The only benefit, right? I can see clearly. I can see the RSS being present in Dominica for the project that they have going on is to instill a bit of fear into the people. That is the only thing I see. You know, I don't know why again we would be needing the RSS present on the island only if something's about to happen where, you know.
No. No. You say only if something is about to happen.
Yeah.
We have had numerous gun shootings and recent gun violence taking place in the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Mm-hmm.
The Prime Minister and his team put out a statement in a press conference where he made certain remarks. I hope you guys can hear it.
And immediate measures to address the situation head on. 1, we are establishing a dedicated firearms task force within the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force. And this task force will focus solely on identifying, apprehending, and prosecuting those involved in the possession, trafficking, and use of illegal firearms. The task force will be a multi-agency unit, drawing expertise and resources from the Police Criminal Investigation Department, the Special Branch, the K9 Unit, the Customs and Excise Division, the Dominica Coast Guard, and the National Joint Intelligence Center, NJIC. We're implementing a confidential hotline for members of the public to report illegal firearms or suspicious activity. Any individual who provides information, hotline. 3, we are also declaring a limited amnesty period for anyone in possession of illegal firearms or ammunition to surrender them to law enforcement shortly by the Chief of Police. 4, we are moving swiftly to enhance our crime prevention and detection capabilities. The government will begin the installation of surveillance camera systems across the country, starting with the city of Roseau. 5, in the interim, I have directed the police force to increase foot and mobile patrols in Roseau and indeed across the country. We must reach 6. I have directed that the state engages a special prosecutor to deal with all major gun-related offenses in Dominica. And 7, there will be a ban on the use of tint on all rented vehicles in Dominica, because the police has advised that the majority of these crimes are carried out.
So now, as you heard these 7 implementations of things that the Prime Minister stated in his press conference, why do we have RSS in Dominica? Is it that the police cannot do their jobs properly? Is it to implement fear into the people of Dominica to tell them, well, we can bring in RSS anytime we want? Is it to create a deterrent for drugs and guns in our country? Because I believe in my personal mind that this is not a deterrent for guns and drugs. Because where the guns and drugs be, them police not going. Them RSS people not going.
Exactly.
They're not knocking on the real guns and drugs man in Dominica. Where has most of the gun violence been taking place in Dominica? We have had a lot of shootings in Grand Bay. We have a lot of shootings in Portsmouth. Have we heard of RSS or them going into either one of these communities? No. Yet we hear them in Marigot, we hear them in Calibishi, we hear them in Wesley, we hear them all over the island. But we haven't heard them in the communities that have been affected by said violence in the recent time.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is this a ploy to fool the Dominican people, to make them feel like they're doing a job that they're not doing? Fido, I don't know if you have an answer. Go ahead with it, because me myself, I don't have. All I have is question.
I don't know what the answer. I don't have the answer for that one. I don't have the answer for that one. Not even a speculation I have.
All I have is question. Because this doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't add up.
Who is this helping? Is this really helping Dominican? You bursting into people's home without a warrant, without a search warrant. Are we in the state of martial law? Has Dominican been declared under martial law? Because these people just bursting into people's homes without no warrant. And searching people's homes, searching people's properties. That's this madness.
Exactly. Well, I feel like
who authorized
I feel like it's the best time to point out certain things about I want. Caro, I can show you something, and I hope that our viewers can pick up as well, because that'll be very technical, right? Right now, I'll be very technical. In the last press conference, our Prime Minister had, he dressed a particular way. So the first step is to dress the way, and then the second step is to act the role. Then, you know. So if persons cannot see, this is small strides into that, well, or type of governance, then I guess I don't know. You don't know,
my brother.
But I believe this is small steps into that.
It is small steps into a dictatorial form of government. It is small strides into I am the man, and no law, no constitution can stop me from doing what I want as that man. There's a comment that came in here, so I really don't understand why RRR would enforce a plan of operation by the Commonwealth of Dominica and not in accordance with the Constitution and protection of its people. My people, for those who listen and for those who go back and watch and for those who share and for those who do whatever with our lives, the question remains, why are we so silent in Dominica? Why have we decided to give up our rights as a people and as a nation to be in a dictatorial kind of system where we have no voice, where we cannot speak, where we are idiots when we do speak? Why have we done that to ourselves?
Yeah.
Facebook has made everybody
Listen.
intellectual idiot.
Listen. When the Prime Minister, called us, the people that does ask questions, idiots, I felt away,
Well, of course.
But I didn't feel no bad way. Because after I made a video about disaster response team and all those things, just and lack thereof and whatever. And that video made it look wrong. And I saw a couple months ago, I saw that they opened up a disaster response center. So while it may be discouraging for now when we speak and raise issues and concerns, on issues, I believe that we need to do those things. We need to continue doing those things because at the end of the day, they will listen to us and then they will slowly implement it to see that they're doing a good job. The only thing I want to wonder is why are we as a people and a nation so lackadaisical or so passive in terms of losing our democratic rights?
Why are we so? Why you asked the question, why are we so?
Why?
You want the answer for that?
Yeah. I don't
because
know.
we have been beaten.
You can't answer it too.
Because we have been beaten into submission by our master.
So
we have been bamboozled.
So you're telling me the white
by a smile.
So you're telling me let's say we were in captive by a white man, and a black man come and beat up the white man, and we say, "Yes, man, be free," and the black man smile change into a frown. No, you think only free? You gotta look for me now.
Yeah, man.
Boy. That's.
So
a question to all of you: are we gonna sit back and make a thing happen? What? Go ahead.
I listened to something on Q95 the other day. A gentleman called in and was making a statement about the population of Dominica. We supposedly have about 70,000 people in Dominica. He said each community possibly have about 2,000 people per community. There's some hamlet that might have 5, maybe 300, 400, 500 people in it. Hamlets. He said the police force is about 500 strong. Why do we have RSS and not utilize our police force where they could have gone community by community and look and find out who has gone? They know all who are voting for, who are voting for what, and who they're voting for, who not to support and who not to help. They don't have information as to who have illegal gun. They don't have information as to know in which community who is the bad man, who is the good man. They don't have the information there. A friend called me the other day and tell me they break into the police burst into somebody's home who's been dead for more than 15 years now, looking for this person, calling him by name, this dead man looking for him. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But so who is feeding them this information? Do we have people with proper information anywhere in the system? So that is why they say that people not be voting. That is why the claim of dead people voting is
Yeah.
real. Because why? You have a man that's been gone for more than 15 years and you're at his home looking for him. What is that purpose for? Who you looking for real? You're going into people's home who is not in crime and violence. Who are you looking for? What weapon? What drugs? What are you looking for? You're causing disruption in people's life because they're talking, because they open their mouth and say they don't like certain things that is taking place in our country. We don't have no right to speak in Dominica no more. Has the right to speak gone out the door in the Commonwealth of Dominica? My people, I've given you guys a lot of questions and things to think about tonight. If you don't have more to say, I personally vex, and I don't really want to say much more because I might get myself in problem.
No, really. I mean, no, I don't think I can raise more. There are a lot more concerns I can raise, but I think I can raise more all in one breath. You know? I think you know we gave them enough.
If you know, boy, I just really be vexed, you know, real vexed with the things that taking place in our peaceful nation. Remember, I used to be proud, you know, to say I was from Dominica, one of the most peaceful nations in the world. Right now,
it's problem. Eh?
I can't say that no more. One of the most peaceful places in the world was Dominica. What has happened to our nation? What has happened to our young people? Our young people are lacking opportunity to develop themselves, to make themselves prosperous.
Definitely.
But we have a government that is there, supposedly working for the people. And are they working for the people? You know, answer that question there. Is the government working for the people?
I can't say so. You cannot say that, you know. Cannot say that. Just word of acknowledgement. We want to say to the family and friends of Landa Bruno, I want to say, you know, accept my sympathy. Carlos Media. We all know Landa. And we heard of his passing. You know, we pray that Lord grant you guys strength and courage to, you know, go through that period of mourning. Also want to extend our sympathies to the family and friends also of Delroy Lee, who lost his life in the community of Wesley under some bad circumstances. Also want to, you know, extend sympathy to the Robin family as well.
I want to extend sympathies to Randy and his family on the passing of his aunt's husband. You know, Mr. You might be too young to know Mr. You know, Papi son, they used to call him. Miss Anna Rose's husband.
Okay.
Passed
I think
away today as well.
Oh wow. You know? So let us extend our sympathies to these families. Yeah. I had a question in my back head, you know. I forget it. I forgot the question.
There's the statement that came here again. The RSS works fine for some of those criminals, but they are people too.
Fine.
Just a shame that they are aligned with some officials in high places.
Okay, so the RSS. Okay, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You can hear me? Fido,
Yeah.
you can hear me?
All right, cool.
Hello. Yeah, Fido. Fido, your internet going and coming now. What going? You can hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm hearing you.
All right, cool.
No, I on some poor reception there for the time being, so it might happen now and then.
Yeah, man. Death is an inescapable thing in the human life cycle. Death is something we cannot escape from. We have to prepare ourselves for this inevitable and moment in time. When I was in Dominica, I was in that unfortunate event where my uncle passed away whilst I was in Dominica. And it's not easy dealing with such situation. I've been in the funeral industry for many a years. And no matter how much you feel you prepared or how much you feel you know, you're never ready for that. It's not something you're ever ready for. So to the people who are going through this moment here now, be of good courage, be of good cheer, and know that there is somebody bigger than you in this world. And you just have to hopefully that your relative, your loved one was in the right place, in the right frame of mind, and is going to meet their maker at peace. At peace. Because many of us go through life vexing and fighting with one another and never knowing when our last breath is going to be taken. Never knowing when things are going to change for the worse for us. I asked a question the other day, how do we know when death, or how do we cope with death and dying? You know? How do we deal with that? And up to now, I can't understand it. And I've been in the business for a while.
For years.
I grew up in the business of death and dying. And when it comes to your home, you never know how to deal with it. You never know. It's not an easy road, it's not an easy task. It is something that we as a people just don't know. But I will be doing a live on that topic, grief, death, dying. And one of these days, we're going to do a live on that topic. And when I do it, we're going to post it up and make sure that people tune in to watch it. Because it's something that is affecting us as a nation. Something that's affecting us as a people. Be it rich, poor, hungry, sad, vexed, mad, whatever. We all go through this. We all go through it. So we have to be prepared for it. And
for sure.
Big up to my sponsors, NIFA, Northeastern Funeral Association. If you have anyone who passed away, reach out, call. We'll be there to help you in your time of grief. Go ahead, Fido.
Definitely. Well, basically, just wrapping up for me, myself, I getting kind of hungry there. I have to eat my dinner. But, just wrapping up for me, guys. I think I want us to do a live tomorrow again. If you're not busy, we should do a live.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Stuff there,
But what we're gonna do, try to do the live earlier in the day and not this late in the night. Earlier in the
Yeah,
day,
man.
so that we can get the message across. Although we know the message gets across, but
Yeah.
we want the message to get across. We want people to understand what is really taking place, and that Cardos Media is gonna be here to bring you the information that you need when you need it the most. I want you to think
Definitely.
critically. Think critically. Always ask questions. Look beyond the surface, because the surface might just be what's bamboozling you.
Wow. Yeah, guys, just wanted us, thank each and every one of you guys who tuned in, who contributed to the live stream. We appreciate it, and we just tuning out. See you guys in the next live stream. We there for the long haul. Fido out.
Yes. Oh, blessings.
Well, this is Cardos Media, and yeah, don't blame the messenger. Yeah.